West Hill United is a progressive spiritual community where how you live is more important than what you believe. West Hill United is a people, a place, an idea. We are a community living out of a progressive faith, striving to make a positive difference in our own lives, the lives of others, and the world. Join us Sundays at 10:30 a.m. or connect with us at any time.
Welcome to all of those who have gathered in the hall this morning or today sometime. And whether you're in Toronto or in the world space, wherever you may be by Zoom. West Hill is located in Treaty 20 in the area of the Williams Treaties of 1923. These are the lands of the Mississaugas and of the Credit First Nation, and were previously occupied by the Seneca and Huron-Wendat First Nations. It is important to us here at West Hill that we commit to supporting true reconciliation in the present by honoring the 94 calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission from 2015. Regrettably, few of which actions have been completed to date. We invite you to visit the Yellowhead Institute website, an Indigenous-led research and education center at Toronto's Metropolitan University. This university plays an important role in holding governments accountable, advocating for the rights of Indigenous peoples, and developing models of change that support future Indigenous futures. At the end of our readings, we customarily add the phrase offered as wisdom for the journey. And we invite you to respond, if you wish, with the phrase, we walk in its light. The reading is from a poem, the lyrics by Kate Wolf, Give Yourself to Love. Kind friends all gathered round, there's something I would say, that what brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside. We're strangers, are as family. Loneliness can't hide. You must give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain and learned to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, stand before me now. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire. It's planted like a seed. Love can't give you everything, but it gives you what you need. And love comes when you're ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It'll be your greatest teacher, the best friend you have made. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Offered as wisdom for the journey.
May we
May
walk in its light.
Many of us will remember today's guest speaker. Last year, his visit to West Hill got everyone buzzing, talking about how we live is more important than what we believe. Rabbi Brian Zachary Meyer doesn't rabbi normally. He left synagogue, mainstream Judaism, to teach math to inner city high school students. Rabbi Brian currently is running Religion Outside of the Box, a worldwide internet congregation with over 3,000 members. It started with a blog in 2006, prison ministry, support groups, award-winning book, online meditation, and a newsletter, and of course, Zoom services. Rabbi Brian enjoys constructing small bios, making stained glass lamps, and gaining mastery on the French horn. He lives in Portland, Oregon, and has a recently published gospel. We are delighted to have Brian back at West Hill today. Can we give him a warm welcome?
Hello, people. Hi, I can see you. You can see me. It's fantastic. So we're to talk about love today. I've been told you guys have been talking about love for a while, and you have already handled why love, which people to love, and who to love. Have you already done why, which, and who? Is this the yes? Give me a little like put your hand up. Y'all, you got this one. And today's topic is how to love. And this is a great topic, and I got a lot to say, and I'm going to take a moment to breathe because I've been so excited about talking to you guys that I'm it's like I'm tilted a little bit forward, and I want to make sure to be present to be here. Okay, what do you remember about why love? You got answers? Why should we love? Is that too hard of a question to start with? How to love? Let's start with how to love. I'm going to give you a taxonomy from a guy named Eli Goldratt. He is an Israeli physicist, which might not always intersect with religion or love, but he had this great idea. It's called Goldratt's matrix, and it looks something like this. Here are positives, here are negatives. Here is when we change, here is when we don't change. I'm going to try to go over this quickly and slowly at the same time. So if we look at any problem, Goldratt said, we can look at, oh, and I wanted to show off my sweater. I feel like a Care Bear today. The slight delay in Zoom makes this a little bit awkward, but I think we're handling it just fine. Goldratt said, in any situation where change is involved, there's the option to not change and there's the option to change. And he said, for each of those, there's benefits and there are detriments. There are benefits and detriments to change, benefits and detriments to not changing. I'm going to start with the way he introduces it as he puts the following in. That often when we change, we are promised a pot of gold. I like to tell you what the drawings are before I draw them. Makes it easier for you to understand what I'm writing. That is a pot filled of gold. If you change, you'll get the gold. Yay, hooray. If you don't change, Goldratt says, and that's delta being the Greek letter indicating change. If you don't change, there's a monster. This is a monster. Those are very sharp teeth. Those are the eyes. And that's what the monster looks like. If you don't change, there's a monster. If you don't love, terrible things will happen to you. If you do love, you'll get all the gold. Let's leave love out of it for right now. And let me keep going. If we change, there's a positive, we get gold. If we don't change, there's a negative, we have a monster. And Goldratt said there are two other options here. You can see them clearly. One is this is a classic Zorro robber mask. If you change and you get the pot of gold, you are now going to have problems that you didn't have before. He calls them robbers. You're going to have problems you didn't have before. You're going to have somebody who wants to steal the gold that you just got. You didn't have this problem before, but you have a new problem now that you're deciding to change. You have to deal with something you didn't have to deal with. Gold, monster, robber. And this one, now I'm surprised at how many people do not know this, but this is a mermaid. And as most of you know, because I'm sure you guys do, it's a mermaid. Mermaids are allergic to gold. You all knew that? Give me a nod of a head. You knew that. Really? Okay, maybe I made that up. If you are here, this is if I don't change, I get to stay friends with my friend the mermaid. If I don't change, I get to stay friends with my friend the mermaid. If I get the gold, I'm going to lose this benefit. There's a benefit of not changing. There's a benefit of not changing, and it's my friend the mermaid. In order to get the gold, I have to give up the mermaid. And if I get the gold, I'm going to have to deal with a robber. And all of it is if I don't change, I'm going to have a monster. Uh-oh. You guys say what? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Quiz time. I learned a lot about education when I taught high school. There are four different quadrants here. What are they? I'll do this one. You guys will do the other one. This is the monster. What's this one? If I change, I'm going to get gold. This one's gold. If I change, I'm going to have a new problem I never had before, and we talk about that one, and we call it a what?
Robert.
That's a robber. Very good. Very good. And in this quadrant, could you name this quadrant? What's the image that goes here? This is an image
Mermaid.
of a mermaid. Very good. My mermaid picture's deteriorating. That's a mermaid. And mermaid takes the space of what? Could you explain what this quadrant is? This quadrant
No change.
is the not change. Is it the benefit or detriment of not changing? It's a
Benefit.
benefit of not changing. Okay, now we're going to up the stakes. Let's talk about love and loving more. If we are to love more, what are we going to get?
More love back.
We're going to get more love back. If we love more, we're going to get more love. If we love more, what else is going to happen?
I'll feel good.
We might feel good. What else might happen if we love more? Folks, we got to get a convincing argument for more love, or why would we do it? Let's leave that one for a moment.
Well, can I go with, I
Yeah, go, Joe.
was going to say, kind of with what Karen said, I think greater life satisfaction
Everything's going to be
alongside feeling
better.
good. Yep.
Yeah, our life will be better if we only loved more. If we loved more, we won't have what do I have here? If I don't change the negative, what's the monster in this case? The monster in this case is if you don't love, what's going to happen to you? Who are you? What's in this quadrant here?
You're
You're
alone.
alone.
What's
Loneliness.
Yeah, you're not going to have friends. You're going to be alone. Oh, wait, let me change it because I just got corrected by my congregation. It's not that you're going to be alone, it's that you're going to have loneliness. They are different things. It was pointed out to me, and yes, and they are. You're going to be filled with loneliness, emptiness. You're going to have problems. This is the benefit is the pot of gold. This was the detriment. This is the monster if you don't love more. What is this quadrant? What was the image that goes in this quadrant?
Robert.
It was the robber. The robber represents if I get more love, this is one we don't think about. If I love more, I'm going to have a new problem I never had before. What's a new problem I've never had before? If go out and I start loving people willy-nilly, haphazardly, and I start sprinkling love and sunshine all everywhere I go, I'm going to have a new problem. What's the new problem? This is a perceived new problem. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. This is what we believe might happen.
Lack of
What do
time.
you're going to run out of time. Love that
Mhm.
answer. Not going to have enough time. I got another thought in my head. What's going to happen if you start loving willy-nilly?
People take
Go ahead.
advantage of you.
That's the one I hear all the time. People will take advantage of you. You're going to be taken advantage of. Now, I can tell you from personal experience of having loved and loving more, I don't think this is true. But it's what we do believe will happen. We believe that we will be taken advantage of. And what is the one? I have one quadrant missing. What was the picture in this quadrant?
Mermaid.
Mermaid, mermaid, great. And the mermaid is if I am to love more, if I'm to change and to love more, I am going to lose something that I have currently that I kind of like. What are you going to lose that you kind of like if you are to love more? I'm going to give you a hint from James Baldwin. I imagine one of the reasons people cling to their hate so stubbornly is because they sense once hate is gone, they'll be forced to deal with pain. How would I put that into other words? If I am to love more, I'm going to have to give up what?
More of myself.
I'm going to have to give up some of myself. Keep going. If I am to love more, I'm going to have to give up.
Prejudice.
Yes.
Old
I'm going to have
ideas.
to I'm going to
Old
have to give up
ideas.
prejudice. I'm going to have to give up old ideas. I'm going to have to give up my hate. I'm going to have to, you know what I'm going to have to give up? I'm going to have to give up my moral indignation. I'm going to have to give up hating on people. Okay, this is just us and everyone on the internet who can see it, but by a show of hands,
Hey,
who
Brian.
actually, yes, Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hi. I'm wondering if what you're doing now isn't the minus on change part,
Yes.
because the bottom left thing is what's the good thing that you at least have to give up if you don't change? I'm
Correct.
not sure. I, I was feeling like it's like, okay, maybe you're right, but it feels like what you're saying goes in both of those on the diagonal.
Oh,
That
these
one
two.
also goes up with the those two.
Yeah,
They
yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
go together. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Absolutely, Dan. Absolutely. And that's something Goldrat said. He said that if you have something that is in this quadrant, which is merely the opposite of what is in this quadrant, you're missing something. And to go a little bit deeper. Question: who here, whether it's in either here, you're going to have to give up something. Well, I don't think we want to admit that we like hating. How many of you kind of enjoy the juicy ooze of being judgmental? Just about four of you? I don't believe that at all. There's a fifth person. Thank you for your honesty. It's really fun to be judgmental. It's really tasty to feel morally superior to other people. That's the mermaid. I think I've shocked you all into stunned silence. Are you willing to love knowing that what are some other, not on this list, what are other problems if you were to love more? If I were to love more, I would blank. What goes in that blank? That's a negative. That's either a problem that you haven't ever had or a problem that you have or a goodie that you have that you would have to give up.
Perhaps not being so self centered.
I'm gonna have to give up that it's all about me? Yeah. Who wants to give up that it's all about me? Show of hands. You want to give up that it's all about you? Good. I love it. Try it. Do it. Okay.
I
Gonna,
think
yeah, Joe.
I think another thing that I'm seeing in this is that what people, and ourselves included, what we have to give up is comfort. And change it can be hard.
Oh
So
my
I think,
God. Yeah,
yeah,
that's perfect, Joe. It's difficult. It's new. We like to do what we've always done. I don't want to do something different. Thank you, Joe. I'm going to have to give up comfort. I know how to do what I've always done. I got another one up here. People might make fun of me. Oh, he's that hippie who believes in love for everyone. He's not that smart.
One thing that I hear from folks is if I love you, it means I don't have love for someone else. And so they
Right.
live with the finite sense of love, which is bonkers.
It is bonkers, but you're absolutely right. It's Patrick, yes?
Martin.
Martin, I apologize, Martin. Thank you, Martin. Yeah, people have this idea that there's only so much love. And if I start saying I love you to the cashier at the supermarket, that somehow diminishes the love that I have for my children. I mean, that's insane. It's not true, but I understand where it comes from. Let me bring in a quote from our friend Rumi. He says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself you have built against it. Your task is not to seek for love, but rather to find all the barriers within yourself you have built up against it. Give me a little nod if you like this one, a little shaky of the head if you don't like this one. I got more nods than shakies, so that's good. Who's stopping us from loving? Who's stopping
Some
us from loving? Go ahead,
boyfriend
Ruth.
might that we've had might disagree who we want to be engaged with and love. There's the risk of losing some other friendships for him.
There was a lot of echo on that.
Mhm.
I'm sorry we didn't get to hear all of it, Ruth. If we are to love more, We're going to have to also give up. I'm out of space on this one. We're going to have to give up our judgment. Who wants to give up their judgment for this? I love my judgments. They make things easy. Okay, we're going to do one more idea. I'm going to start with a really clean piece of paper for this one. I taught this when I was with you guys in person. I'm going to do it again today. Can everyone say rawr? I'd like to hear everyone say rawr. It's optional if you move your head around or not. Rawr. What's this say? It says, this is the answer of how to love. Before we get to rawr, Thomas Merton. The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves and not twist them into our own image. Otherwise, we love only the reflection of ourselves we find in them.
That was good.
What's the word that's written under my hand?
Arr.
Rawr. Here's what love is. To love, this is the work of Dr. Logan Fox, who just died about a year and a half ago at the age of 102. This is his work. He says that to love, the first step of love is to recognize. Should have spelled that with an S because I am dealing with a mainly Canadian group here and I want to show my respects. Recognize. Throw your minds back to being in elementary or in school. Throw your minds back to being on the wrong end of a silent treatment where people just ignored you. The cruelest thing you can do is to ignore another person and pretend to not see them. The beginning of love is to recognize someone, to see them, to let them know that you know that they exist. The least loving thing is to pretend that they don't exist. Recognize is the first step of love. The second step of love is what Thomas Merton was just talking about, is to accept. I go to the coffee shop and there's a gal with a trachea hoop. I don't know what this, bleh, like there was a piercing in her neck. And I say, "Oh, look, you have a piercing on your neck." And she lights, why does she have a piercing in her neck? She has a piercing on her neck to be seen. And she lights up when I see her because the second part of love, first part of love is to recognize, is to see someone for who they are. The second part of love is to accept them, not to judge them, not to say, "Oh, that's disgusting. You have a hoop in your neck." It's to accept them. The first quality of love starts with an R and it's what?
Recognize.
The second part of love has an A, and that is to accept. Part three of love is empathy, is to understand. I wouldn't have, to understand is to say, if I were you, I would do what you did. If my parents were rattlesnakes, I'd be a rattlesnake. Is to understand that what people do, we shouldn't judge it, and we should have empathy and compassion for them. And the last part of love is to respond. The first three don't matter nothing unless you let that person know in some way that you have seen them, that you have accepted them, that you understand them. Uh-oh, you guys say what? Uh-oh. I have to hear you say what or it doesn't work.
What?
That's what. What are the 4 letters to love?
Recognize.
Recognize,
Accept.
Accept.
accept,
Understand.
understand, and finally
Respond.
respond. Thank you, Barbara. Do you see what I just did there with Barbara? Loving people is not that difficult to do. It just takes a little bit of practice. I'm going to stop there because I think I've used my time. Before I do that, I am going to share one last quote. John Shelby Spong, he was the Episcopal bishop in New Jersey, and he was asked how to love, and this was his response. Live life to its fullest, love wastefully, and be all we can be. And it's that part in the middle there. How shall we love? We should love wastefully. How do you love? Everyone say, love wastefully. How should you love?
Love wastefully.
Thank you, Karen. I'm going to stop my spiel there. Thank you all. And I think somebody was going to ask me questions. I don't know how this part works.
Become a sustaining champion of West Hill United's work by committing to an automatic monthly donation. Learn more or donate now through Canada Helps.